Hello, everybody. This is Little Frost, and today we are reacting to I'm a Furry, Ask Me Anything. And this is by the channel Jubilee, I believe. Uh, anyways, no surprise, hey, I'm a furry, and I'm reacting to furry things, and I believe that if we get more stuff out like this out there, people will probably understand us at least a little bit more, and at least try our best to get along. So, without further ado, let's begin.
Furries know how to party. That's all I really gotta say. People look at us and they're like, "Oh, what a bunch of losers!" They probably just sit inside all day and jerk off to furry porn or looking at images of fuzzy animals. They don't know how to get down. Furries know how to party. Don't get it twisted, okay?
Help somebody!
Okay, first reaction. Um, I mean, I like how it wasn't taken seriously. Yeah. Oh fuck.
Shit.
Some topics are hard to approach.
They don't know really what a furry is.
Oh god.
Either the subjects are inaccessible,
Reasons I am better than you at Furry.
or people are uncomfortable discussing them. So we found those subjects in person, rented a space in Los Angeles, and invited our audience.
Okay. Not gonna lie. The one with the fox that was about to hug a dude, but then it was like, maybe not. Yeah, that made me cringe. Holy shit. um, God. Yeah. Usually, it's the first time you're in the fandom. Pretty much, you don't really expect people to be so friendly, but we really are. We're really friendly. We don't really judge. Um, at least we're not supposed to judge and everything and all that jazz. We're pretty much accepting of who comes in. Now, don't get me wrong. If someone is, if someone is like misbehaving or anything like that, they will be, uh, you know, automatically dealt with. Or if someone's like, a bad individual and they do bad things, they will be instantly shunned by the community. So, yeah. And once you come into the fandom, you're basically welcome quite literally in open arms. You get hugs, you get pretty much what other people probably been missing for a while, which is a connection. You give people hugs, you give people kindness, you give them understanding and feeling of acceptance, and that is just the best part of being a part of this fandom.
And strangers to come in and ask them anything.
Hi. I'm Beau, and I'm a fursuit maker in the furry fandom, and I'm here to answer questions
this
about the furry
fursuit.
community.
Actually, I would love to see like the full-on detail of like his whole fursuit. That looks pretty cool. I like how the head is shaped and everything does. God, it must have taken him for quite a while to pretty much make that fursuit. It probably took him like forever. Oh my gosh, I love it. I also love the colors as well. The design, just 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 fantastic.
I'm sorry, I just see the foot. I got scared. Man, I have a ton of questions, but where did it start? Like, how old were you? I guess when you found out, like, you looked at Tony the Tiger and you were like, you know what? Like, where did it start? What was it?
Damn, Tony the Tiger kind of fit.
Oh, I mean, he kind of is though. Depending on who you ask, it really does begin. I don't know if they describe. I watched this video before, but it's been a while since then. Um, Pretty much where it all starts depends on the individual. Um, Furries all, it could be simply starting with art itself, a drawing that you find interesting, and you just take that idea and you run with it. You just find special interest in like werewolves, and um pretty much you were like, oh, I wonder what other animals are like walking and being ferocious or something like that, or whichever fantasy creature you would like to see walking and talking, whichever. It doesn't necessarily have to be a complete, modern day animal that's out in the world. It could be mythical and whatever, and you could stem from there, and you could be just hooked. Um, for others, it could be like video games or anime or comic books. It could be literally anything. For example, uh, let's see, Robin Hood, the Disney animation, is the one with the fox, um, is a common one that you pretty much see, uh, to start people as furries. But it all depends on the individual again. For others, it could be comic books like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And yes, there are comic books of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Surprise, surprise! Not just the cartoons or the live action one where they had the costumes and everything. But you could have started from there too. TV, anything. And all you have to be is like fans of it, just like you are with any sci-fi or any anime or any comic book. The only thing is that furry itself is not tethered to one thing, like anime is tethered to Japanese animations, that or other animations that have anime style. That's basically it. While for gaming, it could be any game, and only any game. It cannot be like a TV show or anything like that, unless it's game related or is based off of a video game or anything like that. While furries are basically universal and pretty much can be throughout all categories, even more that I haven't even uh, talked about. Heck, even religion, depending.
Sick. I don't know. Oh God, I think I was like 12. I was just browsing YouTube and I saw a bunch of furries dancing and I was like, dang, I want one of those. And so I made one and I just haven't stopped ever since.
Oh, okay. You just made it. It wasn't like.
Yeah, and now I do it for a living.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, get to the bag, I guess.
Bag secured.
How is it your job? Like, what do you do exactly?
Well, I make fursuits on a commission
that's so
basis,
cute.
and sometimes
Oh my God, that's
I
so
just
cool.
recently made one to
Okay.
sell.
Stop. Holy crap. Hold on. Let me see if they actually have the individual. They don't. But whoever you are, I think they said it at the beginning of the video, but holy crap, your design is amazing. I freaking love them. Holy crap. And that, oh my God, the tail. Look at the tail. Look at the colors. The freaking detail. As an artist, I'm like, oh my God, look at it. Look at all the shapes. Look at all the colors. I want to draw it. I want to draw it.
Which is the one that I'm holding right now.
My only context around what furries are is from like a CSI episode where there was like furries having kind of like a furry
Oh my God.
orgy, and then one of them gets hit by a car. But so it's kind of negative and it's strictly sexual. So I guess my
Okay,
first
hold
question
on.
is,
hold on. I think every furry knows about the CSI episode. Every furry does. Like, we're really, like, well aware of that episode existing and how much it played on having the furry fandom in a bad light. And that kind of sucks, you know? And it also doesn't help that the early years of the furry fandom also didn't really have um I don't know how to describe it, like a structure. Yes, it started, and it started to have a structure, but it wasn't well enough to where it could properly explain itself or properly showcase what it really is. So pretty much we were easy pickings for, hey, it's just a sex thing. Hey, it's just this lewd, um, nasty things that you shouldn't bring your children. You shouldn't hug them. They're gross and blah 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 and all of that jazz. And it's like, no, no, we're just normal people. Again, like I said earlier, you know, furries can be stemmed from all different types of fandoms and different types of, you know, things. Uh, like, again, comic books and video games and anime and movies. It's just, it all depends on you of what makes furry a furry.
Is being a furry strictly a sexual thing?
Absolutely not. That is by far the most annoying misconception that everyone always say, is it sexual? Is it a kink? Is it a fetish?
It is the most
Sexual
annoying
fetish.
thing.
No, but of course there are people who are in it and do that stuff, and that's perfectly fine. People can do whatever they want. People can enjoy themselves. But on a base level, it's just about art.
Okay, I think the last time I checked, it was 5% that furries actually partake in the sexual thing. I don't. Okay, listen. Fursuits are not, you know, the main thing that you need to be a furry. Okay? And if you don't know what a fursuit is, fursuits are just makings or cosplay. Uh-oh. Someone was calling me. Sorry. Uh that the furry fandom is pretty much, oh fuck, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, fursuits. You don't need a fursuit. A fursuit is basically a character that you brought to life, and pretty much do what cosplays do, which is make costumes of it. Um, and that's basically what that person, individual, is in a fursuit. That's a that's probably the person's persona or character. Um, and pretty much what that 5% is like very expensive. It's like, okay, wearing a fursuit is often described as like wearing carpet or wearing your furniture. So I, whoever is that 5%, you do you. Just make sure you clean after yourself and make sure you pretty much just keep it, you know, behind closed doors. Be respectful, and we be respectful back. And people often forget that we're also human, and people also forget that humans are sexual, deviant creatures. If we didn't have morality, we would pretty much fuck everything, and except for asexuals. I'm pretty sure they have special, depending on which asexuals you are on that underneath the umbrella term, have certain rules that you have to, you know, go through before you could do any of the naughty stuff. Anyways, I talked too much of the subject, but yeah, I believe it's 5%. There is actually research about this and research about a lot of things. I might find the link and put it down in the description. I don't know. We'll see.
It's just about costumes, and it's just about being yourself.
What would you say is like the worst criticism, I'll say, that you've probably gotten for like your hobby?
The most irking thing is when people just kind of disregard all of the creative individuals and talented individuals that make this art, make these costumes, and make everything, and just kind of chalk it up to all being a sexual thing. It's like, it's really unfair to say that it's a sexual thing in its entirety, but unfortunately that's how it gets portrayed very often in the media.
How does your family feel about you being a furry?
My family is very supportive. They've taken me to conventions. They were actually the ones to tell me to start making costumes as a young child. And that they're...
You know what? Good for you. Good for you. I'm proud that your family pretty much just accept you for who you are. And also, the reason why is because some people, because of the misconception of the furry fandom chalking up to be a sexual thing, is the reason why most people, like their families, disown them because they think they fuck animals or they think they do this or that. And the coming out videos and everything is not we know it's not the same as coming out as being gay. Or any other sexuality. And it's just being furry, you often, like being gay, you get way more criticisms, way more hatred, way more discrimination against, while being a furry is a hobby. And you can basically leave or stay as long as you like. While being gay, you can't really change that. And that kind of is what the differences are between those two, and why coming out furry and coming out gay are totally different. And I'm sorry if I didn't describe it very well. There's no I don't have any script or anything for these videos. I just go with whatever. And yeah, let's continue.
Pretty much what enabled me to get into it and to continue doing this.
Love that. Okay.
Is it mostly just like a form of like creative expression, or is there something deeper going on, like with your interest in the
I
costumes?
think it's probably on lines of both, because as much as it is an amazing way to express yourself, people who have issues with mental health find particular comfort in the furry fandom because it's a little bit more, just something's very appealing to it, like the bright colors, the soft fabrics. It's comforting. I've kind of come out of my shell a little bit in different aspects and have gained confidence in myself through doing this. You can be yourself without having people look at your face and judging you. Some people are really self-conscious. Some people are, who knows, they could be going through some stuff. It's so different for every single person, but I feel like a lot of people do just feel really comfortable putting on a costume and expressing themselves and performing, especially in a costume, because maybe they want to perform and they don't feel like they can do so unless they're covering themselves.
So I know there's different...
All right, hold on. That is the best way I seen that described. Yes, with people, for me, for example, I've been in a furry fandom since 2012. Okay, I've been in a fandom for quite a while, and I made so many different types of friends and everything. And it really does help you express yourself. It helps you better come out of your shell and be the best you that you could possibly be. And me specifically, I don't have a fursuit, and I would love to save up for one someday, but they're very expensive. They're like thousands of dollars, and depending on how you want your character to be you know, pretty much displayed as, it could be up to like 10,000. I think a fursuit went to auction recently for 50,000. Holy shit. So yeah, all depends. Um, as for me, I think I suffer from anxiety. I have real bad anxiety and I have depression as well. And sometimes I do rely on my friends to better deal with my anxiety and depression. I have someone to talk to. I have people to rely on. If it's not them, then it's my family and everything. But usually it's my friends because usually you have this facade of a good person when it comes to your family, depending on how your relationship is with your family. Uh, and for some people, they don't have that relationship, that good relationship to be truly themselves. So for me, like having friends in the furry fandom allowed me to be the best me I could possibly be and be truly myself. And that's amazing. As you can see, I made more videos because I'm able to actually feel more comfortable doing this, and hopefully get better at it as time goes by. This is just another way of expressing myself as a creative individual. And I sometimes allow my friends to partake in that because it makes me happy. And happiness is what we all strive for, right?
Types of, from what I know, furries. There's like the spiritual aspect and there's also the cosplay aspect. So I just want to hear like what's the main difference and what do you think about both of those different types, just in your opinion?
I would say that those are not the two types, for
Oh,
one.
okay.
And I would also say that there are many types, a lot of which like we would be here all day talking about it.
Okay,
'Cause
okay.
it's based on such a loose concept. I mean, basically all being a furry means is being into anthropomorphic animals, which is animals with human traits. The spiritual side isn't really, that wouldn't be considered a furry, that would be considered something completely else, which is an otherkin or a therian.
Okay.
And sometimes otherkins and therians are
good. They
furries,
have this
but they're not the same thing.
definition.
So I feel like that's a misconception that some people on the outside have.
For you to make it, I know there's like a lot of profit to be made. Does
Hold
anybody?
on. There we go. As for, yeah, there are some spiritual, like, okay. There are spiritual, can't say it, spiritual people inside the furry fandom, but the furry fandom itself does not have a spiritual aspect to it. Like, for example, if you're Native American and um, you want to celebrate that, you want to bring it to life in a way that you think is possible, and you're a furry, you could bring whatever animal you or being you wish to bring to life, and express that in any way that you desire. And that's just one example. You could be any religion and still join. You could be any, you could be leftist or a rightist or a middle. Who cares? We just all have the same interest, and that's what matters. We all are creative individuals that wants to escape human life and pretty much live as our characters in the best way that we can, at least for a temporary moment, and have peace and just have a good time. That's what the furry fandom means to me, anyways. You could take that as you will. And matter of fact, if you have another definition or a better way of describing the furry fandom, please leave a comment. I would love to read it. Maybe I'll use it into like future videos.
They see you as like a predator for the furry community, or like a capitalist, a furry capitalist?
Furry capitalism. Capitalist furries rise up. No, I would say that it is a community that has a very large like provider, like business and then consumer basis. It really is like people are here to make money, people are here to spend money, but at the same time, that's not really what it's about. It's more so just, it's fun, but there's definitely money involved for a lot of people.
Okay.
So I'm guessing since you...
That is very true. When it comes to a furry fandom, if you want to bring your character to life and everything, there are artists that will draw your character that you could commission. There are people that make plushies that are able to make, you know, your character into a plushie. There are people that are able to make pillowcases, and you're able to make body pillows for your character, or again, fursuits, very expensive, but that's just another way to bring your character to life and able to express it. There is so much, there is so many things you could do to support a fellow furry. There is plenty you could do, and all you have to do is just find your favorite artist that you wish to save up and, you know, get that commission slots and able to get commissions, or save up for a fursuit, or heck, you could even make pins, something simple, make earrings, plushies, sculptures. Fuck, there's like so many things that I could just think of right now that you could just, that is involved with the furry fandom that someone makes. But yeah, you could, there is plethora of ways you can support a fellow furry that way. But it's not
You
what
started off kind
furry
of
is all
young
about, though.
in the community. There are, you know, younger people as well in the furry community. What is it like for them, I guess, going through the different phases of the furry community?
I feel like everyone who starts being a furry from a very young age has like sort of this cringe phase where they just don't know how to interact with people. They're socially awkward. Like I'm still very socially awkward, but I've kind of come out of my shell a little bit and learned how to not be annoying online. Pretty much all I'd have to say for young furries is be yourself, be kind, don't steal art.
It was definitely insightful talking
Oh my
to you
god.
a little more about this.
Oh, that's for sure. Don't steal art, people. Please. Please don't steal art. For God's sake. Like, pretty much what I'm using right now as the background is basically a universal flag for, you know, pride and everything. And if you don't know, I'm gay and I'm trans, and I'm also part African American and Puerto Rican. So heck, I want to support and so show that this is an open space. Anyways, yeah, for young furs, definitely. God, I had my phase. When for different people, they start young differently. For me, I started on the internet. That's what most people do, especially since the internet became more accessible for everybody. And I'm betting that's what most of you who are watching started as, on YouTube or something, if you're younger. And it all depends. But for me, there's this thing called role playing, which is internet, you know, you're able to pretty much bring your character to life. And it's one of those cringy things that you often see, like ooh woo, nuzzles and licks and whatever that crap is. It was basically like that. Some people are really good at it. Me, when I first started, oh my god, I was the uwu. I was the nuzzles and the licks. I was that cringy phase type deal. I thought I knew everything because, you know, trauma crap happens, and I thought, oh, I'm so smart for my age and blah blah blah. Took it as a compliment and actually thought, oh, it's great. uh, and I thought I knew everything, and I thought, oh, I'm a furry, I get to do whatever I like, steal art, take other people's characters and make it mine, and blah blah blah. God, I'm so happy I grown out of that phase though. Like some people have younger people that have fursuits. Most common, what they do is like go out and go like to the store or something. And there was like a popular thing for a while that you would go out to the store and everything. And please, okay, just just hold on, just you and me. Freaking ask before you do that. God's sake, ask. For fuck's sake. Some some people actually does do that without asking, and I'm like, why? Why would you do that? And I'm just like internally cringing. It's, you have to ask before you do that anywhere in a public space, or else they will call the cops on you, or you will be kicked out instantly, or you will like if you're walking up to someone who is obviously not um comfortable, don't go to them. Do not go to them. If you and please, for the love of God, bring a handler. For God's sake, and handlers, if you see someone uncomfortable, point that out to them so that way when you know they walking towards them, they have someone to stop them. So that way we could avoid the beginning of this video with that fox trying to hug the guy and that guy just basically being that turtle in a shell just you know? Please. It's so uncomfortable to see stuff like that. It's so cringy. And most of those do turn into cringe compilations. Please, for the love of God, be considerate of others. Be understanding and think smart before you do something like that. Anyways, I ran on a whole tangent. Let's continue. Let's I think finish off the video actually.
Thank you for your time.
No problem. It's nice talking to you too.
I commend you because it takes a lot of bravery and courage to be able to express yourself in a way like that.
Yeah, and the money helps. It really does enable a lot of young artists, a lot of just young people in general, old people, no matter who you are, to express, to create, to better their craft, to build costumes, to draw, to animate, to dance. It just inspires people to do all these different things that they normally wouldn't do, like make music. There are a bunch of furry DJs. Every
hell
single medium of art imaginable is in this fandom, and that's part of why it's so great. No one should feel shame for being a furry, even if you don't make anything, even if you just wear a costume and just enjoy it. You can do whatever you want and be happy, and people should respect that.
Oh fuck yeah, that's for sure. That is the best ever. Wow. Wow. That was an amazing video, and one of the very few that actually show furries in a great light. And I love how they brought an actual furry and a furry maker and a dancer, nonetheless. Wow, that person's actually very talented. Now that I think about it, but it's very nice to actually have an actual furry being interviewed and actually being asked these questions. And I really do hope that there's more, you know, videos like that, you know. And there really is. There is like a couple of other videos that are being more open to furries and being more welcoming to the idea that furries exist, and even though it is weird, it doesn't have to be, you know, shunned for it. It could be understood and actually liked, and you could join it. You could actually join and be a furry and not have to worry about where do you stand on this and that or whatever. No one cares about that drama crap. And even if there is drama in it, we still stand for each other. We stand by each other and care for each other. Especially when you have really great friends. And yeah. With that, I'll leave off, and you guys have a great day. stay frosty, my friends.
Bye.